Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Music Monday. I'm Sabrina Taylor, creator and host of Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. I'm so happy that you are here. Yes. So, what I want you to do, of course, got to take care of some behind the scenes things um, up front, right? So, I want you to get your handheld, unless you're on a laptop, but you can still share if you're on a laptop. If you're looking and viewing via the Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide page, just hit the share button and just tag, share, invite, let everybody know we're on the air. Any of the other pages you'd like to share it to, just go right ahead. I don't mind you sharing it among friends. That's what this is all about. Hey, you ARW family, which of course is Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. So glad that you guys are here. Look, I've got an amazing artist tonight, and I am so thrilled to have him. I know you're going to love him. And so tonight, I want to bring you guys on board. We're going to have a great show. We're going to have great conversation. Please give an Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide welcome to my special guest tonight, Tyrone Lee. Tyrone, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming. How long have we been trying to do this? Like since the early part of the year, like March-ish?
So.
Yeah. And so finally, I got you on, and it is... Yeah, I'm just kind of giddy because I'm a fan. I'm fanning out kind of like right now because you have this very amazing voice. It's unique. There are certain voices that I call unique voices, very fluid, very distinct. And I think that you fit into that category. So
thank you. Appreciate that.
Sure. It's not a problem at all. So where are you right now? Are you in Miami?
Yes. I am. Yeah, Miami, Florida.
Yeah. Where were you prior to Miami?
Prior to that, I lived in London. I'm born and raised in the UK. And so this is my new location where I live now.
Yeah. Well, because you guys, I said, I love that, the accent. I didn't know when he popped in and he started talking, I thought, ooh, I love the accent. It's so cool. So cool. So what brought you from the UK to the States?
I'd been kind of like traveling back and forth, working in the States, working in the UK kind of thing. So I got an opportunity to do something in the States, to work with some artists here in the States. And so we arranged for me to be here on a full-time basis. Originally supposed to be in Los Angeles.
Oh.
But decided to stay in Miami and travel to Los Angeles as and when.
Oh.
Because I felt like it was a much nicer location as far as just general living.
Sure.
Los Angeles is good for the work and the networking.
Sure.
As far as a location, and I don't want to say anything bad about Los Angeles, but it's a nicer location to be in Miami as opposed to Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
Living in.
Yeah, it's good aspects as far as work, but Miami's got just a bit more comfort, let's say. I think that's a nice way to put it, a bit more comfort.
Totally can understand that. LA is really, you'll either love it or you won't. I don't think there's any in between with LA.
I think you can live at a certain standard, then you can really, but there are so many people there that can't seem to find their footing. Yeah. And as a result, it's really, it can seem depressing when you come there and you see the struggle.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of a tough scene for me, I feel.
Hmm. Got
Mm,
it. Got
yeah,
it. I understand. I understand. But
yeah,
being able to commute back and forth, that's a
right.
blessing all by itself.
Yeah,
So you're working with some artists that are in LA, yes?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So doing so writing and recording. I've got like equipment where I am, so I can record and I can send tracks and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I normally go for events if I'm needed to be there, or if it's good for me to be there,
Yeah.
and I can send the work online files and that kind of stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
it's a bit of
Absolutely.
flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of chat a little bit about your vocal ability because that's really what caught my eye. And I don't even remember, Tyrone, where or how. I know. I know it's online. We know it's on social media that I discovered you. I just don't remember what I was doing or if it was Instagram or Spotify, which is usually where I find a lot of different independent artists that I bring onto the show.
Right.
But definitely your voice caught my ear. And I knew that I had to have you on. So much so, when I relaunched January of this year, I told trumpeter Lynn Roundtree, I said, Lynn, you've got, I've been telling a lot of people about you. Lynn is an amazing trumpeter. The theme to this show uh, was, I got it from Lynn Roundtree. It's his music. He gave the okay for me to use.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, Lynn, I can hear your voice and your voice as the trumpet, meaning along with Tyrone's voice, you got to get to know him. So I sent him the link to one of your CDs. How long have you been singing, Tyrone?
Oh, that's a good question. So as long as I can remember, really, it's
Really? Yeah.
something that I've always wanted to do.
Gosh.
You know,
Wow.
from a very young age, it's like my first profession. You know, when someone asks, "What do you want to do? What would
Yeah.
you become?" And I've
Yeah.
always wanted to be a singer. It wasn't always encouraged. I think that sometimes when you have that kind of a dream,
Mhm.
a lot of people can't relate to it. They don't know how to encourage you, how to say, "Okay, that's good," or whatever. So it was very much discouraged.
Really?
Yeah, but it was
Mm.
very much something that I really wanted to do. And I could see no problem as such.
Mm.
With wanting to be there. And it got to a point where I just began to kind of hide that desire because it was so discouraged. It was
Whoa.
problematic type
Yeah.
of cover. And so yeah, I just wanted to always, that's always something I've wanted to be. I've always loved music, growing up singing along and listening to Michael Jackson and people that were very popular,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and then it got to a point where someone, who was it? I think it was one of my school friends, said to me that you should sing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were on a roll. You were beginning because that's actually the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about was who were some of your greatest influences? So we know one was Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Definitely. My influences have changed over the years.
I can understand. Yeah.
Not so much that they're not influential anymore, but it's sort of like the list of influential artists is
Mhm.
growing bigger and bigger over the years. You know what I mean? So I think first off was Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
who else was there? Then the music changed somewhat. Luther Vandross was a big
Oh,
uh,
wow.
favorite of mine, and that whole kind of Mel crooning era. There was like Luther Vandross, James Ingram,
Mm.
Bryson, Glenn Jones, and that whole kind of male, masculine type of voice. And then there was when music changed to swing beat and that kind of stuff, and it became much more like trendy. It took on a whole new influenced me because there was also fashion that kind of came in with that as well. So you had like acts like Guy,
Yes.
Aaron Hall, you know,
Mhm.
that
Know
whole
him. Yeah. Yeah.
Jonesy, them
Yep.
guys, they brought not only the music, but they were very fashionable and very kind of like, you know, trendy at the time. And then who else was there? And then I had one of my big influences is a guy called Fred Hammond, who is a gospel artist.
Of
And
course.
I got to meet them one occasion, and it just, you know, kind of blew my mind as far as meeting your idols, as it were. Not even your idols, but the people that you really look up to.
Sure.
And then, yeah, over the years, I've just met different people, you know, just run into them at different events, maybe shows and that kind of stuff. And right now, who's a big influence to me? Joe, Brian McKnight.
Yep.
Well,
Mhm.
man, so many. Some of my good friends actually are really good singers as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and they're influences of mine as well. So, you know, there's so many.
Wow. And I'm very surprised, pleasantly, to hear you say, as I circle back to your conversation about how your influences have changed
Yeah,
over the years. And when I ask the question and pose it to other artists that way, because I know as we grow, a lot of things change, they ebb and flow because of the times and the styles of music.
yeah,
Because just as it's just kind of blowing my mind because some of the same artists that you said were influences for you, like Michael Jackson. I mean, I think everybody loved Michael, growing up.
right.
And then listening to James Ingram and Glenn Jones and Peebo Bryson, those were the standards, so to speak. And then as we grow, then new artists come onto the scene. And then, like you said, so then there was Guy, which there's a whole story I can tell you about that offline.
Okay,
I actually met Teddy Riley personally,
right,
and he wanted to do a song for me. His godfather wanted Bernard Bell, which is Regina Bell's brother, to produce a song for me. And
right.
Teddy was like, well, why can't I, you know, do a song for her? And Jean says, well, because she's not New Jack Swing. She's like an Anita Baker type singer, a Regina Bell,
Right.
and such. So I'll share that. But that as I'm sitting here listening, I'm going, God, this guy is kind of got some of the same influences. And then as you bring it to date, the Brian McKnight, which I hear a lot in your singing, especially Fall for You. Oh gosh, that's one of my favorite songs.
It's a little bit too late to let go now. It's a little bit too late. I'm falling. It's a little bit too late to let go now. I never wanted to fall for you. All the other girls before satisfied my physical needs. Morning comes to lead me on, so I never let it get too deep. But late again, we start again. One night just won't do. First impressions are hard to change. Gravity pulls me to you. It's a little bit too late.
Definitely want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you some more? We'll talk a little bit more. Do you play any instruments? I know you sing extremely well. Do you play any instruments at all,
I
Tyrone?
play guitar, keyboards,
Yeah,
um, but I don't perform with it. I kind of play for the demos.
got it.
Put the
Mhm.
song together. I will, kind of structure it and kind of, uh, let's say, direct it in the
Yeah,
direction I want it to go in. And then I've got a team of great musicians and producers that I will give out to, depending on who I think is going to be strong. And sometimes we chip in together. So someone will add a bass line, and someone will play maybe drums and percussion, and then
Mhm.
someone add a guitar and that kind of stuff. So it all depends. Every song has got a different collection of people in it, but they're all part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it is like the time has just flown. I can't believe we're a little past a quarter of. And I want to take that first break because there's so much more that I want to get into with you. So if you will just be patient with us and hang out for just a little bit, we're going to go to the first break of the night, and I promise you we'll be back with you. Stay there with us. And everybody, thank you so much for coming on again on a Monday. Always happy to see Mondays come. Why? Because it's Music Monday, and I love them so much because I'm presenting somebody brand new, or maybe somebody who's already been on the show. They've come back because they've got something to say. We'll come right back with our special guest on tonight. Join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear the stories of artists you love and discover artists you'll learn to love on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide via Facebook and YouTube. We are expanding. You can locate us on 7 affiliate radio stations, rebroadcasting Unsigned Artist Reveal worldwide segments around the globe. Come on, join the indie community. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, it's a great time to be connected to Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. Why? We've got a very special guest tonight. His name is Tyrone Lee. He is an amazing singer. And I discovered him sometime earlier in the year, and I've been trying to get him on board. Things hadn't happened right. Timing is everything. And so finally, we get to chat tonight, and I get to present him to you. And just so glad, Tyrone, to have you on with us tonight.
Thank you.
Of course, of course, of course. Were you ever mentored by anyone coming up vocally along the way?
Really good question. I did have some mentors. Let's say when I first started to try and attempt to do something on a professional level, there were a group of guys in the UK called Blacksmith. They were really good producers, and they done loads of different remixes. At one point, they were really famous for their remixes, and they remixed everybody's records. And so they were really instrumental in terms of mentorship and just kind of like, let's say, help, guidance, direction.
Sure.
I think as far as mentors, they were probably my biggest mentors in that regard.
Really? Yeah. So then what was that turning point? Because you kind of alluded to that, in making the decision to finally be professional. Do you remember that turning point that led to your first major performance?
That's a good question. It became like a conflict because I had this, desire to wanted to, try and do something.
I
But
remember. Yeah.
there was no sort of like avenue in that regard.
Mhm.
I remember one occasion I was singing at church, and there was a guy, again, another, he was quite famous, but he came to the church, and he saw me and he said to me, would you like to do some background vocals for some singers, some artists that were quite famous, and they were doing shows and touring. And I thought, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I don't mind. And when I began to get paid from singing, then suddenly my studies got affected. So I was actually trying to study, trying to get a degree.
Yep.
And then at the same time juggling this job, this new kind of avenue of work, which was more singing at different shows, and I was having to travel, and I was having to like sometimes leave the country and maybe go to another city in the UK or something. And it began to really become a conflict, and I was juggling. And then and I remember I went to my my university professor at the time, and I said to him, listen, I want to take a year out of this course because I want to pursue some jobs. I'm getting paid this much, and so I don't believe that after I pass this course, I don't think I'm going to make this kind of money.
Right.
Pay money. So I'm kind of like, let me explore and see if it's going to pan out for me. And he said to me, yeah, you know what? I would say, take that year out, but you're not coming back. He said, that's what he said to me. He said to me, I'm telling you, you won't be back. I said, no, I will be back. I'll be back. And I didn't go back. And it just led to one job led to another job, led to another job. It wasn't consistent. There were like some highs and some lows, but it was an endeavor that I was prepared to do because it was it gave me an intrinsic satisfaction that I don't think I would have got if I was working I don't know, in another field.
Sure.
So I had to pursue it, and that was really the turning point for me to say, okay, cool, let's try and on a professional level, and from there, the rest is kind of history, if you like.
Well, it is, and I'll say this and move on. I do realize that sometimes the standard institution of learning is not for everybody.
Right.
And, there are several great men, and we won't have to get into that, but you guys already know who they are, who never went to college and became like multimillionaires.
Yeah.
And so, it is good that we have the ability to keep our minds open and learn from life lessons, other people.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, there's a standard again of institutionalized learning, but of course there are other ways. And the Word of God says, "For I know the plans I have for you."
Yeah.
And that's to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope in a future. And he also says, he will give us creative ways to obtain wealth.
Right.
And so if we understand the Word of God and we apply the Word of God, not to say, again, as you were saying too, not to say that education isn't important, because it is, but we learn through all facets of life, period. Right. Yeah. So I totally hear what you're saying. I totally do.
And off the back of that, when it comes to the songs that I write and come up with, I always ask God for a witty invention.
You're kidding. Oh, look at that. I love it.
Is catchy. And when it comes to the chorus lines, you always want your chorus lines to be catchy. Do you know what I mean? So that's one of my, I'm always asking God, can I get a witty invention from you, referring to the songs, you know what I mean? So that's really where, if you like, where I get the songs from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. That is, wow, that's amazing to know. So amazing to know. Well, let's take that last break. What do you think? Let's take that last break. And when we come back, briefly, I want to talk about the creative side of you and what that looks like. So we're definitely going to move quickly. We're getting closer and closer, everybody, to the music premiere. So don't go away. We'll be back in just a few more minutes on Unsigned Artist Reveal worldwide. Join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear the stories of artists you love and discover artists you'll learn to love on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide via Facebook and YouTube. We are expanding. You can locate us on 7 affiliate radio stations, rebroadcasting Unsigned Artist Reveal worldwide segments around the globe. Come on, join the indie community. So everybody, welcome back to the show. So we are in the last portion of the show with my very, very special guest. It's such interesting conversation. I love it. I told you that it would become so authentic. Some of the questions I haven't even been able to pose, and that's fine because our conversation has been so rich, and I have thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. Tyrone Lee is here tonight, singer-songwriter. But before the break, I shared with you what I wanted to close out with, which is talk about the creative side of you. What inspires Tyrone to write? What does that look like?
I would say life's journey. My songs are a mixture of life's experience coupled with my imagination.
Ooh.
So I can go through a situation, I can see a situation, and then let my imagination take over and create from that situation a whole backstory.
Wow.
And, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm writing. I'm envisioning a scene, a scenario, and I'm putting it into a song mode. That's how I create, really. You know what I mean? There is a storyline that I'm following, and let's say a subject matter I'm trying to address.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you incorporate others? Do you like to collaborate when you're writing or no?
I do. My collaborators are more, I would say, on the musical side. So let's say I've got a song and I'm hearing it in the vein of, let's say, another artist. And I will share that with my musician friends and say, listen, let's go down this particular avenue. And, let's try and stylize it as if it was this person's track. And so when it comes to collaborating, we will put our heads together in that respect. And that will help the, let's say, the melody, the song, the musical aspect of the song. And then from there, I will write the lyrics in a certain way. And the melodies I choose will be based on, that kind of thing, and try to complement the song, the music, and vice versa. And so that's really how the collaboration goes. It's more like, okay, I throw you something, you throw it back to me, and I throw it back to you, and and it changes over the course of time. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm kind of right now navigating through my favorite digital platform, which is Spotify. And as I look at some of your music, what is it? You have 2 full projects that have been released?
Yeah, I've got my own projects, but I've been a part of lots of different projects, whether it be my own or for somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah, I've done lots of projects for other acts as well.
Yeah, I saw you on stage. Are you an actor as well?
I do some acting as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What does that look like on the acting side?
Well, I've done theatre. Theatre is what I've mainly done. So I was a part of a stage play with Thriller Live, and we toured. I did it for about 10 years.
Whoa.
We toured in about 33 countries around the world.
What?
So, yeah, it was a lot. It was like the ticket sales were like, say, like 5 million ticket sales. It was a lot of
what? Wow.
performances. and it kind of went hand in hand because it was the story of Thriller Live was the story of Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
Correct.
So you had to dance, you had to sing, you had to be a part of his musical journey. So that was really mainly my acting, but I'm open to do more. I'm open to get involved in some other projects, whether it be in front or behind the camera. I'm interested in doing some executive producing as well. So I do have some ideas in that regard.
Sure. Wow. So theater. Do you think you'd ever want to do Broadway?
Yeah, I would love to do Broadway.
Yeah.
You have to be the right play, something that I feel like I can get involved in. I'm not the kind of person that can just jump in something because,
Sure.
I've got to be able to put my heart into it.
Got it.
I can do this and I mean it, rather than let me just do this to get by. And there are, if people have to do that, this is no shade on them, because I know that, means, they need a means to get by. That's life.
Sure.
But me personally, especially at this point in my life, I would want to do something that I really can commit to from the heart.
Got it. Yeah. Wow, you've done quite a bit. I didn't know that you'd traveled in theater for so many years. I knew I'd seen that, but I didn't know it had been that long. So do you prefer theater over being an indie artist? Or do you have a preference, or no? How does that look for you?
I prefer being an independent artist because that allows me to bring my own ideas to the platform. Unless if you're going to be in a let's say a stage play or if they want to collaborate with you, if they say, right, we have this element that we want you to bring to the show, original songs.
Right.
That's really what I love, is original songs. Because to be fair, I was never really trying to be an independent artist.
Really?
I wasn't trying to. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I was actually trying to write. I was trying to become a writer to build a platform for other artists.
Look at you. So, do you have a label?
I don't have a label. No. Someone said to me, you know what? If you want to bring other artists, you have to build a platform for it. You have to create something that they can be a part of. And so I did, let's say I've been writing for years. Since I was a kid, I've been writing.
Wow.
And,
yeah.
I done some, I want to say, let's say my first batch of professional sounding songs. I brought them to a label. I brought them to EMI.
Oh.
I had a link in the EMI, a friend of mine. And she said to me, yeah, come, let's listen to your songs. And I came up there and she said to me, in fact, so just to go back a bit, I had a song out for someone who was in one of those reality shows, right?
Yeah.
So he recorded one of my songs. And I went to the label and I played the songs for them. And they said to me, well, we like your songs, but we've got a writer that can write this stuff already. I said, okay, fair enough. And they said to me, can you write something like This Particular Girl? I said, that's my song. She's singing, that's my song. I wrote that song.
Shut up.
And they said, oh, really? Oh, and they, shuffled very uncomfortably. I left it in the air,
I love it.
There was a girl that was there and she said, you know what, you look good and you sound good. Why don't you release your own material? Okay. That way you'll be in a much better position to bargain and negotiate. Do you know what I mean? So I just started to release my own songs in order to get to that place where I could negotiate and bargain. Right. Still wanting to write for other acts and still attempting to write for other acts. But I liked it in this space of doing my own stuff. I got used to it. I liked it. And I realized that rather than having to go through rejection after rejection after rejection, I
Mm-hmm.
can bring my own songs to
Mm-hmm.
the marketplace and kind of build or find my own listeners. Do you know what I mean? Find my own listeners and find the people that were into me, kind of thing. So that's
Sure.
really what it's been, really. I mean, if I do get to collaborate with another artist and write for them, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
least I have to sort of like bend over backwards trying to meet the requirements of somebody that sometimes they're not even sure what they want in a song. They might,
Mm.
can you write a song like this person? And I'll bring them a song like that person, and they're like, and they'll make up a reason they might not like the song, and it's fine, it's their career. But at the same time, I mean, I've known of camps where people have gone into almost like a factory type setting. They're churning out songs. I've been in LA and I've been in those kind of situations writing where you got one artist that will rent out a studio complex where they might have maybe like 10 writing suites in one building, right? And everyone is writing for them, and they'll go from room to room.
Sweet to sweet. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like listen and be like, okay. And that is really the shape of writing these days.
Wow.
A direct connection with the artist, and you them directly, and you are like in the space where you can negotiate and work on something together. You're going to be in a writing suite, in a camp. They call it a writing camp, and it can be. It's not great.
Doesn't sound like it. It doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
And so to be away from that and doing my own stuff is
Yeah.
a much more preferred
I'm
space.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure. So how many projects are out on the digital platforms of you now?
Of my own personal stuff, I've got three projects out. But I used to do a lot of stuff with a group, acid jazz group in the UK called Incognito.
Okay.
So-
Incognito. Okay.
So I did about 5 albums with them. And then I've sang on different boy band groups in the UK.
Mhm.
I did about, 4 albums with a group called Westlife.
Okay.
Westlife have in excess of 60 million album sales.
What?
Yeah. And then there's lots of live shows which I've done, and it's been a long career of let's say writing and recording for different people, but
For
now,
different people. Yeah.
I'm much
Yeah.
more settled into writing, doing the stuff for myself, and just
Yeah.
giving that
Yeah.
to the public. That's,
Yeah, I
that's
do.
more preferred.
What's the most recent project that's out there for
The
you?
most recent project is an EP called Memories of Brazil. That is a 5-track EP
Mm-hmm.
based on because I used to work in Brazil. I worked there for like 6 months, and great place, great country. Love the people, love the culture, and it was very inspirational. I met a lot of amazing music artists out there. So
Yeah.
I got together with a particular gentleman called Danilo Mota, and he's a great musician and a great writer, and we put these tracks together, and we have more songs which we will bring to the market.
You bring out. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well, Brazil.
Well, wow. There's so much more. There's so many layers to you. And I love that. I really do. In this latest project, Memories of Brazil, there's a title track. Yes?
That's right.
Yeah. And I want everybody to hear the title track to this EP. It just takes me to Brazil. It literally, the production work is immaculate. Who are the producers of Memories?
Memories of Brazil is produced by Danilo. he does the music side of the track, and I do the vocal production.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just between the two of us. It kind of came together quite. Some songs take a long time. This is quite quick. We've done this quite quickly.
Did you? Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a nice, say, tribute to Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, the inspiration was Brazil itself. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. Well, we want to take a pause and let everybody hear the beauty of, I mean, I can literally visualize Brazil as I'm hearing this song. So let's have everybody take a look at the video, of course, courtesy of Unsigned Artists Reveal Worldwide. But I want you to focus on the vocals. That's what this gentleman here is here for. Tyrone Lee, singer-songwriter, Memories of Brazil. Enjoy.
She was the kind of girl that made me stop and stare. I couldn't hide the way I felt. My desire was clear. It made my day just to get one look from her. And she noticed me. I was truly in her world. I could feel your warm kisses. How can I leave you alone, baby? Oh, now I got, yeah. We used to love all night, baby. I remember Rio. She was everything I'd ever dreamed about. Tell me, can I pretend there's nothing wrong? 'Cause now I'm lonely for her. Yes, if only I could have her back again. Now she's gone and changed my world. So I'll keep doing it all. I could feel your warm kisses. Ooh, leave it there. Oh no, no. I've got memories of Brazil, Brazil. We used to love all night. We used to be so tight. One more time. Don't leave me lonely. Baby, one day I'll get the love once before. Till then I'll be wanted for other love. I've been knocking at your door. Used to love it on its own, girl. Let's turn back the hands of time. Let's do it one more time, girl. Please don't leave me alone. Used to love me all night. Oh, so tight, baby. Let's do it one more time, girl. I don't wanna feel lonely. I don't wanna feel lonely. No, no, I don't wanna be lonely. Please don't leave me lonely for you.
So I know you guys enjoyed the video and the song Memories of Brazil. I know that there are tons of comments. I know that there are emojis, probably dancing ladies in these long flowing dresses that you guys use as well. What is it that you want our viewers, because some know about you? Rose Lady, I don't know if she's on here or not, but I think now I remember seeing early on when the other LP came out, the re-release, the
Right.
10-year anniversary. Now, when that came out, that's when I saw it. I think now I remember that. But for those of who are just coming on and they're just learning about you, what is it that you want the newbies to pull from, to get from listening, the experience? What experience do you want them to have when they listen to your music, Tyrone?
That's a really good question. What experience I want them to have?
Yeah.
I would say that I just want them to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not like let's say a lot of the new stuff that we hear. It's got like an old school feel, if you like.
It does. Mm-hmm.
And because I'm drawing from a lot of let's say old school type of influences, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm trying to implement some new school things in there as well. So I guess I'd like them to just enjoy it and so like I guess come down memory lane with me, if you like, as well as be inspired. Be inspired. You know, being here in Miami, a lot of the influences in the music, which is Latin and soul music, and a creation of the two. And so, you know, I hear a lot of that. I hear a lot of Latin music where I am located right now.
Wow.
So to be able to bring the two together, the Latin and the soul, and combine it, and you know, yeah, I guess I want to give them the feel of both genres. You know what I mean? And hopefully inspire.
I'm sure.
Hopefully
I'm sure.
do it.
No. I'm just saying I'm sure that they will love this and be inspired by it, because I truly was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, absolutely. So are we going to see more music coming from you soon?
Yes, I've got some. I've been like just working on new stuff and revamping some old ideas as well.
Okay.
So yes, I'll say yes in the very near future. You know, I want to bring out some new stuff and stuff I've been working on, and I like it. I like it. I hope you guys will like it too.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I love just the essence of you. You alluded to or shared that, you know, the music has like an old school-ish kind of feel. We want soul back. We want the R&B back that, you know, we used to have with the Glenn Joneses and the Peebo Brysons and the and there was another guy that you named that's no longer with us.
James Ingram.
That's him. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you knew that, but yeah, James Ingram.
Yeah.
We want that real soul back.
Right.
Not this fluffy stuff that's just kind of, you know, pity patter and it's over. I want some real. I want to hear about real love. You know, the emotions of losing it, the emotions of when you finally get it, or you know, there's been something that's happened and you miss that person or whatever. Those artists seem to really capture the reality. If they're singing about love,
Right.
they've captured it. They've really captured it. Even in life, whatever it is, when Stevie Wonder would write, I loved how he would cover songs about the social environment and, you know, needing more love. And, you know, I adore when songs have real meaning and not just a rhythm and a beat and plastered all over social media for us to try and buy and download and support. I want something that has meaning. And I feel like what I'm hearing from you has that criteria. It means something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
To try and add, I don't know, to write from a place where there is sincerity,
Yeah.
and I try to stay away from the songs, or at least try to implement some kind of real meaning to the song. You know what I mean? I have approached like social justice type songs, but at the same time, to write a song that you mean, that it's got meaning to it, and that people can relate to.
Yeah.
That's really the place I want to write from.
Yeah.
Anybody can write a song which is sort of like for the moment. It's good for business. It can make money, but at the same time, if you are conscientious about your artistry and how you use your platform or your gift, as it were, then you have to, I guess, write from a place that is has a certain power, if you like.
Correct.
So,
yeah. Well, I want everybody to connect with you. Definitely want you to go to the hub. It's tyronely.com. Make sure that you also check him out on the socials. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. Of course, he has a YouTube page. I don't know. Are you on TikTok or any other platforms?
I'm on TikTok at the moment.
Okay. It's okay. But those where he resides at this point, I want you guys to go and to follow him. And we want to see a lot more of you on social. I've seen more of you on Instagram than on Facebook. I'm a Facebooker, and I'm slowly going over to Instagram. I don't know what that's about, but I'm there. I have a presence there. Most of my work is in Facebook, but we definitely want you guys to connect. We want you to go into his library. You're going to love everything that you hear. And his influences are definitely there. And I told him with Fall For You, that's my all-time favorite. And I hear a lot of Brian McKnight in that. And were you listening to a lot of him or were you pulling from his spirit when you heard, when you were writing, or?
In all honesty, I'm always pulling from Brian McKnight and Take Six and Joe.
I can tell. Yeah.
So, I just take it as a compliment. I mean, I've heard the let's say the similarity comparisons, but I don't really hear it myself, to be honest.
You don't?
Myself. And so it's just a massive compliment to me.
Oh, well,
So,
I promise. I promise you, it's there. Believe you me, it's there. It is. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for spending this hour with us and sharing your heart and your journey. And we wish you a lot of success. Oh, and by the way, you're opening a new restaurant. Share with us about that.
Well, I'm here in Miami. I'm opening a restaurant there's a part of town in South Beach called Lincoln Road. It's quite a popular road for restaurants and eateries and that kind of stuff. And I'm opening a Jamaican restaurant in that part of town. And it's called One Love Jamaica. It's there's only this as far as Jamaican food in South Beach.
Oh.
So, I've been speaking to people about it, and they, very interested, because usually when they want Jamaican food, they have to leave the island, go over to the main part of Miami, or go to another city, maybe up to Fort Lauderdale or to Aventura. But this is right here in South Beach, and so this is where you don't have to travel anymore. You can stop right here and get your home comfort type foods.
So is it dine-in style or takeaway?
It's both. It's both. So we do delivery and pickup, and there's a seating area as well. So you can dine in, or whichever is good for you. Do you understand?
Are you doing any of the cooking, Tyrone?
I can cook, but I'm not the cook. I'm just more on
Okay.
the directing of it.
Oh, got it.
So
Got it.
putting it together, putting the systems in place, and
Ah,
let the team do their thing.
let them do what they do best.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Well, we are hoping that that just multiplies, and that you'll have locations all over Florida or whatever other state that you research and find that your restaurant fits in. So we just wish you so much success.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You are so welcome. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight, as you always do every Monday. There are other platforms that are out there, and I know that you could be connected, but instead you are here with us. And we so appreciate you coming on board and listening to our artists and discovering the music that they bring. So listen, remember, what you make happen for others, God will make it happen for you. We thank you so very much. And hang out with me, Tyrone. Don't go anywhere. But I want you guys to be safe, love each other, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here next Monday, same time, same place. Take care, and I'll see you soon.